Hey everybody, it's Dave Juno, the Meniere's Disease Warrior. How y'all doing? Doing pretty good for Monday, thank God, after the weekend I just went through. Um, yeah, it's just weird. Like Friday up here in New England, we had really bad weather in the morning, especially in the morning to middle afternoon. Pouring, thunder, lightning, you name it, we had it. But I felt good during it. I got a lot of stuff done in the house, and then after it was done raining, I got stuff done outside. Really felt good. And then Saturday happened, and everything went pop. Vertigo, dizziness, fell. It was just horrific. On a horrific day for me, I didn't even record Mass like I normally do. I just said, I'm not doing it today. So what I do, I rested. Okay, now Sunday, I still woke up feeling like crap. I pushed myself to go do the Mass, to live stream it, because there are a lot of older people in our parish that literally can't make it to Mass. And, I usually try to push for them. And I did. And it was awful. While I was there, the Mass wasn't awful, but while I was there, I started feeling better as I was at the church. It was quiet. It was peaceful. When I first was setting up, nobody's yelling, screaming, no kids around. I started feeling better and calming down. And then the Mass started, and for some reason, we had a different piano player, and she usually really, really good, when it comes to accompaniment music, where there's someone singing an accompaniment. Well, I don't know what got into her, but they tried to play a game of who can sing, or who can play the loudest. So I was like, oh God, all right, I can deal with this. I can get through the Mass. And then our deacon did the homily, who has a booming voice as it is. He does. He has a real big booming voice. And he had a mic on himself. So it was like, as soon as he started talking, I was like, oh my God. So I pulled it. I tried to keep it together as much as I could. If I could have cut off the Mass then and then went home, I would have. But I didn't. I made it through the whole thing. And by the time I get back home, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I was supposed to go to a family function. And I didn't. There's just no way I was going to get up there. I would have been miserable. We would have been turning around. We would have been leaving as soon as we got there. 2-hour ride up, 2-hour ride back. It's just better for me to stay home and rest. Let my family enjoy time with the family. And I'll just stay home with the two pups. And I'm fine with that. But, when I first started with this Meniere's thing, I used to really worry about, and I think this is what people get upset about and anxiety over, is I used to worry about what people thought if I didn't go to a function. And there were some functions I went to, I had no business being there. Back when I first started, because I was trying to push, and, I didn't want people to talk bad about me or think about me. And, it came to the point where, I'm going to hide to puke because I'm so dizzy and everything. So I finally came to a realization a few years ago, I don't care what people think. I don't care what the family thinks, friends, whatever. I have to think about me, okay? There are certain points that, yes, I know, I've said it before, it's not all about us, but sometimes it is when you're sick, okay? You have to think about yourself. But I really wasn't thinking just about myself. I was thinking about my grandkids, my son, and my wife, so they could go out and have a good time without worrying about what Papa's doing. Or watching Papa like a hawk while we're up there. And so I was thinking about my own family. But the thing is, I didn't care what anybody said. I didn't care, because they're never, ever going to understand unless they have disease themselves. They're just not. And there's nothing you can do to force people to understand. If somebody wants to understand, try to understand what you're going through, they're gonna make an attempt. They're gonna go to the doctor's appointments. They're gonna listen to you. They're going to look it up on Google or watch YouTube or watch my videos or something like that. They're going to try to get some sort of empathy and understanding. They'll never truly understand what you want, what's going on with you, but they're going to try. Okay? But most people aren't going to do that, because most people who don't have something like what we have, a chronic illness or whatever, they don't think that way. And in this day and age, people just don't think that way. It's all about them. And that's the way the society has gone and the way this world has turned in the last 20, 30 years. It's all about them. It doesn't matter about anybody else. So, as far as, stressing yourself out, trying to get people to understand and show empathy, don't look for it, because you're not going to get it. It just isn't going to happen. But stick to the people who do. I'm kind of lucky because my family doesn't really, they understand, they all do. They all took the time to realize what Meniere's is. I used it as an example, but in the beginning they didn't understand. But now they kind of do a little bit. So, they don't say things anymore, or they don't make comments anymore, or joke about it anymore. They did in the beginning, and okay, now as I got older, you get wiser, and I understood why they were doing it. But the thing is that, they took the time. Not everybody's going to do that. And that's including your friends. And that's another thing I'm lucky about. Most of my friends took the time to look it up, took the time to try to understand what I'm going through. And when they talk to me, they talk on my right side, or they speak loudly, or they move their mouths so I can at least read the lips. And they understand that, and they know if I'm wobbling or this or that, it isn't because I've been drinking. It's because of my Meniere's disease. So they took the time. But the ones who didn't, arm's length. My friend Gina Santana was perfect at teaching me this a long time ago. Arm's length. Am I going to be civil to them? Yeah. Am I going to be nice to them? Yeah. Am I going to talk to them? Yeah. But I'm not going to expect anything from them. Arm's length. And that's the way you got to do it sometimes. It's just the way it is. That's the way it is. So remember, not everybody's going to get it, and they're not going to understand it unless they have it themselves. And the sooner you can come to grips with that, the easier things will happen, the easier your life will be, because you won't be worrying about that. You'll be able to focus on you and focus on how you can make yourself better to do what I walk, to go for a walk or do this or do that. Like now in the last couple of weeks, I've actually felt okay, and I've been able to go fishing. Okay? But it was a lot of work to do that. Okay? It wasn't just me, one day all of a sudden I went fishing and that was it. No, it was a lot of work to get myself back up to get in a car to go fishing. Never mind fishing and alone. Fishing itself took me a long time to get in the car to go fishing. Now I try to do it at least a couple of times a week, and it helps. It takes my stress away. So on that note, hey guys, I just wanted to tell you about my weekend. Maybe you can learn something from that, like not to, always expect empathy or sympathy from people, because they just don't understand it, and they never will. And it was something my mother had said to me a long time ago, God rest her soul, when she had cancer. Now, I wasn't pestering her or being a jerk. I was actually helping and doing whatever she wanted. And she did say to me just out of the blue, David, you're never going to understand what I'm going through unless you've gone through it yourself. And that, I can hear her voice right now saying that to me. So it's the same thing with Meniere's disease. You're never going to know. They're never going to know what it's like unless they go through it for themselves. And just remember that. On that note, hey guys, have a great day, have a great weekend, or a great week, I should say. And I will talk to you all soon. Better days are coming. Bye.